Okay, so a huge issue that I want to address today during my presentation is what I kind of call the social media comparison epidemic. And basically, the whole point of this issue is that I've personally noticed throughout my own use of social media and my interactions with people around me is that being on social media is basically designed to make people compare themselves and their appearances and their habits to people who they're seeing online and kind of not getting the whole story about what they're comparing themselves to, which can be really harmful. So I kind of want to talk about that. Oops. So again, I'll just touch on what the problem is. So it's becoming increasingly prominent with generations who have grown up with social media playing a huge part in their childhoods. And growing up with that, it's kind of a newer thing among young generations. And we're seeing that the effects of social media have a huge impact on self image and self esteem when you're comparing yourself in a negative way towards other people. Um, People on social media just choose to post the part of their lives that they want to display, which can create this trap of people viewing other people's best moments and comparing it with their lower moments. And this is mainly being seen on like the most popular social media apps. TikTok is a huge one, Instagram, Snapchat. A lot of influencers are blowing up on these websites, and people are working to emulate their favorite creators, which is not something that was as readily available in the past with more traditional celebrities. So like I said, social media influencers are becoming more prominently known than traditional celebrities of past generations, which can be harmful when we're thinking about comparison because the whole way that they make money as influencers is by influencing people to do things, whether it be like workouts, clothing stores, wearing certain styles, makeup, products, really anything. Their goal is just to influence and make money in that way, which can be harmful when we're talking about comparison because viewers are often young kids who want to emulate their favorite creators, and fit in with their peers, forgetting that they're getting paid to promote products or lifestyles and make it seem like they have perfect lives because they use those things. And neither of those things are true. Nobody has a perfect life. But a lot of times people on social media end up believing that they can do exactly what their favorite creators do and they will look and seem like them, which is not true. Um, Studies from effective science on adolescent interactions with social media have shown that they compare their lives to others on social media multiple times per day, which results in lower levels of self esteem and like self evaluation when they're comparing themselves to others. So this is going to have a really negative impact in a lot of ways. But one of like the main negative of a constant stream of comparison is the envy that it creates, when you're doing upward comparison based on trying to improve yourself to become like someone else. So this is just a few examples of ways that people can kind of feel lesser about themselves when comparing themselves to other people. So like it's a that girl routine, which can kind of make you feel like if you don't do exactly what this girl is doing or you don't look exactly how she looks, then you're not that girl, which can create negative self-esteem. And that can be harmful because not a lot of people have access to, you know, the things that make that routine. And then this one, as you can see, she has 53 million followers, which is a huge base of people who are seeing that kind of content. Um, and then another huge way that this impacts us is through internalizing unrealistic body ideals, particularly with thinness as women. Seeing these kinds of things can create a huge sense of body dissatisfaction and physical appearance comparison. So a huge trend recently has been what I eat in a day videos where people, as you can see, like it's usually thinner, um, girls posting what they eat in a day. And that can be really harmful because we're not seeing like their activity level, maybe things that they don't show that they eat throughout the day, their different health needs, their mental health, how this habit is affecting them. We're literally just seeing what they say they eat and how they look. And so a lot of times people will compare their own habits to that and think that if they either like eat less, they'll look like that girl or something like that, which can be very harmful mentally and physically. So when we think about solving this problem, it's kind of difficult because there's not one solution because social media is an inescapable part of daily life and it's really not very regulated, even though it's all around us. So I do believe the best way to combat this issue is with more transparency and honesty across the board. uh, just conversations on social media and around authenticity, knowing when things are not authentic, acknowledging that the issue of comparison is there, and just shining a light on the problem to take it off of the pedestal that we compare ourselves to. A lot of this could be done in schools, so we could have conversations in our classrooms with young students about the dangers of social media and have conversations that promote self esteem and positivity rather than comparison and envy. So, a great example of a place to start solving this problem is the Dove Self Esteem Project. It comes from the beauty company Dove. And the cultural expert who was kind of behind the movement is a woman named Jess Weiner. And she kind of explained it as a way to combat the viewing unrealistic and unachievable beauty images that leads to unachievable goals and feelings of failure, especially in like a world of media filled with filters and airbrushing, and kind of take away the source of anxiety that media created and make it a source of confidence instead. A huge way they do a huge way they do this is by putting a focus on real beauty, um, and showing all different types of beauty, all different looking people, different sizes, shapes, backgrounds, and kind of emphasizing that when you're comparing two things, it doesn't matter how different they are, they're all still real and they're all still beautiful. So this is just a few ways that they do that. They put the emphasis on real beauty, not unhealthy standards, which is really interesting from a beauty company that benefits from people wanting to beautify themselves. So this is their mission, which is um, just helping young people reach body confidence and helps boost self-esteem and make every girl a confident girl. So going beyond that, um, that's just a great way to bring up the conversation that needs to be had in all areas of life, online and offline, so that young people on social media are not caught up in glamorized or embellished narratives that they're viewing. So the solution is just to continue shedding light on how social media can often be a charade. We can have those conversations at home in classroom settings, just any opportunity really to get the message out there to young people who may not understand what they're seeing on social media, which is really important because social media is not going away. It's going to be here probably forever. So really the only solution is to make sure that we're using it and interacting with it in a healthy way to make it a healthy environment for young people. And then those are my works cited.